Welcome back. So far we have solved 4 examples on the root locus. But today we will consider the example where we will have complex poles, and then the seventh step, that is angle of departure, will come into the picture. Let us start solving the problem. Here we have a system with open loop transfer function k upon s into s square plus 4s plus 13. So first step is number of open loop poles, zeros and their location. And number of poles, we can see that this is one pole and this is a quadratic pair, so there are 3 poles and z is equal to 0, and the poles are at s equal to 0, and then this is the second is the, we have to find out the root. 1, 4, 13. So it's minus 2 plus j3 and minus 2 minus j3, at minus 2 plus j3 and minus 2 minus j3. So these are the 3 poles. Let us have its pole 0 plot. So first pole is here, and the second is 2 plus j3 means, say for example here, and the third one is here. And if we now check the existence of root locus, so if we look here, the number of poles towards right are odd. If we look here, again there are odd, and that means the root locus exists on real axis in the entire left half of S plane, and hence no breakaway point exists. But let us see how it happens. So existence of root locus on real axis. What we have? Root locus exists on real axis from s equal to 0 to minus infinity, that is entire left half of S plane. Next is number of asymptotes and their angles. So we have number of asymptotes equal to p minus z equal to 3, and angles will be theta. Directly I will write there are 3 angles. So first angle is 180 by 3, that is 60. Second will be 60 plus 120, double of this, and third will be 180 plus 130, that is 60, 180, 300. Next is centroid. The centroid sigma is equal to summation of real part of poles. So real part of this is 0 plus minus 2 plus minus 2. Only real part we have to consider. So it's minus 4 divided by p by z, because there are no zeros. So it is minus 1.3333. In this case, as the root locus exists on the real axis in the entire left half of S plane, breakaway point does not exist. So breakaway point does not exist. Then intersection with imaginary axis, that is also called as J omega crossover. The closed loop characteristic equation is 1 plus k upon s into s square plus 4s plus 13 equal to 0. So it is nothing but s cube plus 4s square plus 13s plus k equal to 0. Then the root array will be s cube 1 13, these two 1 13, s square 4k, s raised to 1 52 minus k divided by 4, and s raised to 0 will be k. So for the system to be stable, every element in the first column of root array should be positive. So k must be greater than 0 from this, and from this the numerator shall be greater than 0. So k must be less than 52. So range of k for stability is 0 k 52. So k marginal is equal to 52. And now you move from the row s square. From row s square we get 4s square plus 52 equal to 0. That implies s is equal to plus or minus j root 13. And that is nothing but 3.6056. So this we have got. Now what happens here? This pole will definitely move along with the asymptote. However, these two will move along with the asymptotes in this direction like this, and at some stage they will cut at minus 3.6056. Now how they will depart from this will be decided by the angle of departure. So next step is angle of departure. So there are two poles, 1 and 2. If we find out for this pole, exactly negative of that will be the angle of departure for this pole. So let us do it for pole at s equal to minus, here we have it, this is minus 2 and this is j3 minus j3. S is equal to minus 2 plus j3. We will find out for this. And how to find? Do it here. We have a pole here, second one here, and third one here. So first will be this angle, and second will be this angle. We have to make angles. So this will be, and this will be. Let this be phi p1, and this is phi p2. So how to find phi p1? Phi p1 is what? If we say this angle, then this angle will be tan inverse of 3 by 2, and if we subtract this angle from 180, we will get the angle. So 180 minus tan inverse of 3 by 2. So it is coming 123.69. Even you can do this on the graph paper. You sketch this pole, put a protractor and measure the angle and write it. phi p 2. So they are having the same real component, and that is why the angle is 90 degree. And so phi is equal to summation phi p minus summation phi z, and this is equal to so there is no 0, so phi z is 0, and the summation of these two will be the summation phi p. So it is 213.69 degree, and then phi d, angle of departure, is 180 degree minus phi, so it is minus 33.69. So for pole at s equal to minus 2 minus j3, phi d is 33.69 degree. So entire information required is gathered, and let us sketch the root locus. Let us mark the poles. The poles are at s equal to 0. Then we will take here scale 1 equal to 0.5 centimeter, 1 centimeter equal to 0.5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3. So this I will mark as minus 2, and this as J3. Similarly here 1, 2, and 3, minus J3, and pole will be here, correct. And as we know, this root locus exists on real axis in the entire left half of S plane, so this pole will directly move towards infinity along this asymptote. Now I have to sketch for this. So here we have the centroid at minus 1.33. So this is minus 1, this is minus 1.33, this one, and angle is 60 degree. So we will mark it. -60°. And we will draw the asymptotes. As they are not the part of root locus, we will draw it by pencil. Then next part is, after drawing this, there is no breakaway point, just we have to mark the intersection with imaginary axis. It is just 3.6, so this is 3.5 and this is 3.6 here, 3.5, 3.6. And now these poles will approach to this pole will approach to this, and they will travel along these two asymptotes. But what is the angle of departure here? 33.69. So we'll make a line here, and then angle is 33.69. This one, (33.69) in positive side, and it is just the starting angle. It is not the complete angle, but just what we have to do is, initially we have to give this direction, just this one. Only initially, and then according to magnitude angle condition it will move. So it will be moving like this, and this will be along in this direction, these 3 points, it will move along these two asymptotes. So this root locus is complete, and this is the direction. So this was the root locus for the system with complex poles. In the next lecture, we will consider a system with complex zeros, and we will find out angle of arrival. It is enough in this lecture. Thank you.